Kia ora koutou katoa, nau mai ara mai ki te Ao Hākinakina, your sports show right here on your Tribal Pulse. Te Kore Mako o Taranaki, 94.8 FM and 98.4 FM. Now we have a special guest, whānau, on the show this week, a kaitiaki of our tauheke Maunga. He is grounded in his culture and his identity. Not only does he protect and care for the ngāhere, the rakau, and Te Korowai o Te Papakura o Taranaki, but he is also an advocate and a teacher of our ancient art form of mahi, mau, rakau, no mai, are mai, Whitikau Rio. Kia ora, my brother. How are you?
Yeah, kei te pai, pehi ana.
Pai ana. Good to have you on the show, my bro, calling in all the way from Te Wanganui Ātara. Hey, I'm looking forward to having a kōrero and a catch-up with you. But before we get started, ko wai koe, no he koe, just a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
Hey, tēnā mauri ora kia koutou, ko wai tēnei. E uri waka tupuranga tēnei, mai paraninihi ki Waitōtara ki taipake ki te kāhui Maunga. I tipu ake ahau ki te taha o te awa o Pātia. Ko taku waiwai mātou ki ngā tiroanui, ko taku waiwai Māui ki ngā rua hinerangi, ko taku tuara ki ngā rauru kitahi. E uri ahau no te waka o Aotea, koe ara tērā.
Oosh. Oh, awesome, my man. I'm looking forward to having a chat now. Before we kōrero about mahi mau rākau, tell us a little bit about your journey into the mahi that you do as a kaitiaki of our Maunga.
My journey I'm currently down in Taranaki with I think it's a couple of teams that are situated down here, like Zoolandia. They all focus on mahi taio, but we also have whānau from around the rohe meeting down at Pōneke for a massive conference to talk about the positive impacts that their sanctuaries and everything that's paid off in their kind of way of how they do their mahi. I guess the journey for Taranaki Maunga will be, it's been a massive journey. Being here is a privilege and an honour for representing our Maunga.
That's awesome. Well, you're doing an amazing job, amazing mahi. What is this? What is this connection? Like you get to hikoi on the Maunga to some pretty special places and be out on the ngāhere, and what's this connection with our Maunga done for your own wairua, your own well-being in general?
I guess every day I te wā ka haere au ki te Maunga. I guess it's kind of in a sense it kind of protects my whare tapawha. We have a saying in the Taranaki Maunga project. You may be having a terrible day, a crap day, but every day you come out of the taio, you're never going to have a terrible afternoon. And I'll leave it there. I'll just leave it there.
Mic drop. That's awesome, man. Now I know you do some Ks up there on the Maunga. On an average week, how many Ks you reckon you do?
Average day is probably looking at 15K traversing through the Maunga, different he nui ngā piki me ngā heke, so sometimes I could be going 80 meters up a hill, digging my hands into a hill just to get up to flat surface. But yeah, it ranges, but 15 kilometers an average day.
Ooh, there we have it, Bana. And that's not 15 kilometers on the road where you got a straight run. You're talking up and down and in crevices and valleys and the likes. It must be very hard work, I'm sure it is. And it's surely a different type of fitness, right? But now mau rakau. Now I want to talk about mau rakau. I know you're a lover of mau rakau and a practitioner. When were you first introduced to it? And tell us a bit about what mau rakau is.
I guess my journey started back when I was in high school. We had a kaupapa named Mentor Turangatira. It was founded by a person named Mahuri Robinson. He started our program to benefit the youth that were struggling in school, the youth that were having a hard time working in their classrooms and paying attention. The real te rongo kids, kind of, that was the person that he was looking after all those kind of kids that couldn't really cope for themselves in their classrooms. I believe the year was 2017. 2017, Matua Mahuri created the mentoring program for the troubled rangatahi, and I was part of that group with my friends. Yeah, I guess he introduced mahi maurako when he met another person named Matua Bodine Te Whare. He joined into our group, was really a massive role model in our youth development. I guess our youth development kind of consisted of how we kind of represent ourselves in a way. He taught us he was a person that taught us how to kind of open up and express our feelings in an open manner, and also gave us opportunities to think about what our goals and our aspirations were in life and in Te Ao Māori. Also giving us that background of our Te Ao Māori and whakapapa within our rohi of Taranaki. And I guess, yeah.
That's awesome. And so you mentioned some pretty special men there, some pretty special tāne that laid the foundations and planted those seeds for the fruits that we see today. And so what is it, when you stepped into that space with Maurako, what was it that you loved about it? Like, what made you just really want to kind of keep engaging in that space?
I guess every day my kui used to always pull my ears and tell me to get out on the marae and do something, get out of the wharenui and do something. And I guess that kind of gave me a massive pull because my nan's a massive role model in my life. I guess they kind of gave me a massive pull to really dive into my whakapapa and my real journey and my just Te Ao Māori in general. I think just being surrounded by like-minded people that are interested in growing in that kind of space. I think the growth is what I was really liking out of the mahi maurako component. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Love it. Well, make sure to stay tuned with us, but I know we're going to go to a short break now and be back really shortly to speak more with Whitikau about Maurako and all the taxing it takes on your legs when you're doing all those squats and stuff. We'll talk about that soon, Bano. So make sure to stay with us and we'll be back shortly. No mai hara mai ki te Ao Hākinakina. We are back. I know we're talking with Whitikau Rio, and he's taken us on a bit of a journey about mahi maurako. And we were just talking before the break about how taxing it can be on our legs, on our body. So tell us a little bit about some of the hard mahi that's done in mahi maurako.
So the style I do is Te Wharetu Taua o Te Oroa, founded by Papa Peter Sharples. Back in the 1980s. I guess in the way I can explain it, it's progress from like a different grading sort of taumata. So you go through like different taumata and different sections through Ao Māori. There's 8 levels to be completed within the whare. Each taumata is aligned to a atua Māori. You got Papa Tōnuku being the first level, Tāne Mahuta, the god of the forest, being the second, Tangaroa being the third, Tāwhiri Mātia being the fourth, which is the one that I'm on currently. And actually from that first to the fourth level, you're kind of branching into the tua kind of space to awhina, all the ones that are coming in behind you. Following after Tāwhiri Mātia, Pau Rima is Rongo Marairua, Pau Ono is Ruaumoko, Pau Whetsu is Maui Tiki Tiki a Taranga, and Pauwaru Te Mamutunga is Tu Mātoinga. And each time you go through, there's a different series of different mahi you got to achieve. And every time you go through your each level within the whare, you always got to go back to the previous level that you've already accomplished. Heaps of mahi, but very beautiful outcomes.
Oh, love it. There we go. You wrapped it right up. Beautiful outcomes. That's what it's all about. Now, I do understand that you had a grading down in Wakatu, down in Nelson for Maurako recently, I believe. What was this experience like?
It was a big experience. We went alongside with our whānau from Ngamutu, which would be Luca Kamana, Tū Nganaho. We went down with Tū Nganaho and our whare Puanga, located in Hawera. We travelled down to Whakatū last year, to Awhina, our whānau down the South Island, just to help them get through those levels I was explaining. And it was cool because we had whakapapa from Taranaki down in Whakatū. Te Korowai had a po down in there. And it was just a massive journey for all of us. One of our po tuakana named Raniera, he graded to his po whetū, and he's always kind of been in and out of our pika, helping us. And I think what we did was just reciprocated the aroha back down to Whakatū for their pika down there.
Beautiful. Yeah. Love that reciprocation. That's beautiful. Now, I understand there's a few po throughout our rohe, one being Matua Haere, Anef, and he's a real po within this space as well. Is there many in Taranaki that do maurako?
There's a selection of us. Yeah, there's quite a selection of us. There's also the different style. There's the Te Aroha style, I believe, the Taranaki style, which is kind of seen throughout Tangihana. You'll see all the kaitiaki, they kind of wear the kawakawa to represent themselves on the atamira, the atia. They kind of, I guess in a sense, yeah, in our whare and whare tūtaua, we have our puanga, pika and hawera, and then Tū Nganaho up in Ngamutu, which will be Luka Kamana's pika. And he's got an odd 10 tauira working under him, and we have too many rangatahi down by where we are training at the moment, which is very beautiful. It's one of my biggest goals is to train our rangatahi within our rohe, especially within my hometown, to pick up a raku and use it as a vehicle for your reo, use it as a vehicle for your te ao Māori. It's a reconnection back to your cultural roots, your cultural identity, and your integrity.
Love it. I love the rangatahi aspect, most definitely. That's awesome. Now, how can people get involved? Like, where do they need to go to find out, if there's people listening and tuning into this interview, how could they get involved with Mahi Maurako, and who are they to contact?
If you're wanting to contact anyone from the pika that I've been training in for over 6 years, contact either me or Tyrese Oliver or Te Koha Dom. We train every Friday. Oh no, sorry, Aloha. We've changed our trainings. We train every Monday at 5:30 p.m. In Te Ahawera. And if you're located within the space of Stratford, all the way up to Ngamutu, Waitara, contact Luka Kamana, Tū Nganaho. He's also running a pika up there. Beautiful pika, both sides of the Maunga, beautiful pika. And our whare is open to anyone. Aha ko he kaumātua koe, aha ko he, Pākeke te haere. If your tinana's like out of whack or your kaumātua with a walking stick, the whare is still there to be opened up to anyone that's willing to learn.
Beautiful. I love that as well. What an awesome kaupapa whānau. So for all of our whānau, all of our listeners at home, make sure you get down there, get down and do some mahi maurako with an amazing group of whānau, group of uri of Taranaki that are doing awesome mahi right around our maunga. Now, before we go, I just wanted to touch on a couple of cool kaupapa that you're a part of as well. Now, I heard you ventured off to Tahiti recently for kapahaka kaupapa. So keen to hear a little bit about that, and also about te kawaorongo and awesome kaupapa that you're a part of.
Okay, I guess I could start with Tahiti. At the start, so I was doing kapahaka throughout my high school years under Kimihia Tarangi Māori, and that was our tutors back then were Tauke King, Matua Phil King, Tona Papa, Pahuia, and Lenora Cunningham. Throughout that process of going through kapahaka at Kura, I got a message from my uncle, which is actually my uncle Tauke King. He, the thing is, he was like, "Oh, I pātou mai matua Tauke. Ka taia koe ki te peke atu ki Tahiti." And it was a random message. He told me, "Hey, are you able to come to Tahiti?" And I said, I was like, "Yeah, Tahiti. I didn't even know where that is. I want to come." And then I asked him, "What te aha? What's it for?" And he said, "Ki te whakaatu e ngā mahi o te ao kapahaka." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And right from there, I said, "Yes, I'm in. I will do whatever I need to get over there and join. I'll make wānanga, I'll make trainings, I'll make our harato." And yeah, kind of shot over. The things that we experienced over there was phenomenal. It was crazy, and it was a really down to earth experience. We got the opportunity to go to Rangiatia, which is Raiatia, which is Tapu Tapu Atia, our roots, our ukaupo. We went back to the place where all the waka from the haerenga in ngā wā o mua, all the waka that left from a certain area, left from Tapu Tapu Atia. Throughout the first voyage, it was amazing experience. Like te ahua nei, like hoki whenua atu, hoki whenua mai, that was something that played on my head throughout the whole journey. Was I've returned to my family here, I've returned back to my home, and I've also left from my home. So it's kind of like, yeah, the seed was already there, and the seed is continuing to grow. So what we did was perform. We performed. We had about over 20 performances. We had 3 big stage performances. We went to different like colleges and performed at different kura. We performed at a primary school, a kindergarten school. And I guess we kind of linked in with all the different cultures that were over there. It was the cultural festival over in Tahiti. So many different cultures were over there, and we were lucky enough to represent our hapu back home, Tahu Pōtiki, and pretty much representing Aotearoa and the Ao of kapahaka.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Tahiti, always been on the bucket list to get over there. One day, I might need to get some tips from you. But hey, it's been an absolute privilege having you on the show, Whitikau. It's just awesome to hear of your journey, your groundedness, your humbleness in terms of the way in which you hold yourself with mana. You're doing amazing mahi there, protecting and looking after our tauheke Maunga. And thank you for doing that. On behalf of all of us, we'll keep watching the journey, my bro, and hopefully one day I can get down to a Maurako training.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Ka pai, bro. Awesome to have you on the show.
Ka pai. Mai ora.